Dahlia, it's according to where you're from, the way you pronounce it. Give me the right saying of how to say your name.
Thalia.
Dahlia. And you say it so nice. And where are you from?
I am from Jamaica.
Okay. And what part of Jamaica?
St. Mary.
St. Mary, Jamaica. All of us love to say we're going to Jamaica to vacation, so I just picture the beautiful water and the beautiful landscaping, and you're here.
Yes,
So
I am.
tell me what it was like growing up in St. Mary, Jamaica.
Growing up on the beautiful island of Jamaica was very interesting. It was fun. I was grown up in St. Mary, and that's more in the suburbs. I mean, not in the city. And I was grown up on the farm with my grandparents. So my days would be taking care of the chickens, the cows, the goats,
Wow.
Giving them water, feeding, going to catch water by the river because we had easy access to beautiful rivers and lovely beaches.
Oh my goodness.
And on the farm, I was very close to a river, and that's where we'll get most of our water.
Wow.
Apart from when it came from the rain,
Yeah.
it will be caught on a gutter into what we call the water drum, and that's where we'll use the water. Life growing up on the farm was what I now realize to be eating everything organic.
Wow.
The yam, the dumpling, the ackee, the codfish, boiled banana,
Wow.
sweet potato,
Okay, I'm hungry.
and all those things. That was what I was used to. And all the fruits were readily available.
Wow.
So we had access to fruits. And so I had to live with grandparents, and I had to obey their rules and regulation.
Wow.
And but I enjoyed it, and that's why I'm a very mannerable person today.
Today,
Yes.
we love those grandparents.
Yes.
They loved us enough to get us when we were wrong, and straighten it out when it wasn't right, but love us on top of all of that. Yeah, so I was reading your story, and I saw that you did live with your grandparents, and your dad moved to the United States. And did you stay with him enough to know or get that separation feeling, or were you with your grandparents the whole time?
I was with my grandparents for the majority of the time. I was given to my grandparents at approximately 5 months.
Wow.
But I remember my dad was visit very often, and my mother was in the Bahamas. So I was very close to my dad.
Daddy's girl.
What we would call a daddy's girl.
There you go. Wow. So at one point you wanted to go to the United States, and I read somewhere to live with your daddy.
Yes.
Oh.
When my dad migrated to the United States, it was like I was separated from him because I'm used to seeing him very often. So I wanted to.
You wanted to go and be in the United States with your dad, and you started the procedure.
Well, after my father did what we call a filing for myself and my sister, and we're now ready and was approved to enter the United States of America. That day, I remember I was told to dress very warm, and very warm to me was wearing a nice maxi dress, sleeveless, because being in Jamaica, our clothing are very short because it's very warm there.
Very hot, yeah.
Right. So I dressed in a nice long dress.
But what about the mailman before that?
No, we got to get to that long, beautiful dress
Oh,
first.
let me get to that dress. Yeah, go ahead.
And there I went in the taxi in my long, beautiful dress, and I'm awaiting that mailman.
Oh, yeah.
And back then they were doing it on a bicycle. So he was riding his bicycle on his own time. and he had my plane ticket because back then it was paper ticket.
Right.
So there is no way I could go to the airport without presenting that paper ticket. And we spend approximately 1 hour driving behind this mailman.
On the bicycle.
Right, driving behind him, and he's on the bicycle. So we're driving very slow, just moving when he moves and stop when he stops. And we're asking, please, can you kindly give us that mail? It has our ticket, and we're ready to go to the airport. We're about to miss our flight. And he would not give. He said, I'm not allowed to give it until I get to the house. So we had to drive slowly behind that bicycle. But I finally got my ticket.
You finally got it.
I headed to the airport, and I made it to the United States of America. Yes.
So how was it getting off the airplane from Jamaica and stepping on the ground of the United States? Tell me about that.
Well, I proudly stepped out in that lovely, nice, maxi, sleeveless dress.
Okay.
And it was in winter.
Oh, no.
And when I stepped out, my lips were frozen, my toes were frozen, my finger was frozen. Little did I know that I needed to have a warm, thick jacket and a scarf.
So what state was this that you landed in?
I landed in New York.
Okay, the hardest snow we know.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, my God. So you were frozen
Yes, I was.
and had to get to wherever you were going in the snow,
Yes.
frozen.
Yes. So everything was different.
I'm sure.
Big. Different from what I'm used to.
Wow.
It was a big airport. And I had to look around for my father. That was just my dream, to get here to the United States, but to be reunited with my dad.
With my daddy.
With my dad. But luckily, when he came with a big warm fur coat.
So once you settled in,
Yes.
and once you and your sister
Yes.
went to your dad's house, and I'm imagining maybe you were what age?
I was 20.
You were 20.
It was 2 days before my birthday.
Wow.
And my sister was 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So I'm imagining you just coming straight from Jamaica, straight to the United States, and having to learn how we do things, it's a totally different culture.
Yes.
Everything's different. The food is different. When you got off that airplane, what was the first American meal you ate?
I remember we were given cheesecake
Cheesecake.
and Hawaiian punch.
Okay, that'll geek you up real quick. That is amazing. I cannot even imagine moving from one state to another and figuring out how to do the state, never mind going from one country to another. I assume the language was a little different. What did you speak? Did you speak a different language, or was it English, or what? How did you relate as far as language is concerned?
Our language is English, but we do have a Jamaican dialect. It's called Patois.
Patois.
So instead of saying, how are you? I would say, Watagwan.
Watagan.
Watagwan.
Wataguan.
Right.
There you go.
The word hush would be like, don't mind. Everything is going to be all right.
Wow.
So when someone here was giving me a challenging story or telling me something that they're facing or they have faced, I would say hush, meaning, like you're hushing a baby, don't mind, don't cry. But here it meant shut up. So they would think I was rude because I was saying shut up in here. That's what it means.
Yeah.
But in Jamaica, it's like, don't mind.
Don't worry.
Hush. It's like saying hush to a little baby.
Wow.
Don't mind. Everything is going to be all right.
Oh, wow.
So I had to learn not to say hush.
So they
Right.
realize things are a little different. And then I think it'd be pretty cool if you just explain that and, just want to learn something every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really, I admire people who come from someplace else and then come to a whole nother country just to make it happen and to make it better. And it seems like you have, from your humble beginnings, from living on that farm, you had to have some kind of stick-to-itiveness, if you will, and some kind of dedication to get the job done, get the job finished, and you brought that habit over here. And as a result,
I was a manager for a major wholesale corporation.
See?
And I was there for 10 years.
See?
And then I managed a major retail corporation.
Wow.
And currently I am with one of the world's greatest and biggest airlines.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? See, your hard work, we may think it's all bad in the beginning,
Right.
but later on, if you learn from it and you want to learn from it, it pays off.
Yes.
You have a great success story.
Yes.
And there's more to your story. I can see it in your eyes.
Right.
And I can't wait to get it. But this is called Confession Box. Okay? And so we have our box here. Inside our box are our confession words.
Yes.
You are going to pick a word, open it, show it to our audience, and then you are going to describe what this word means to you as it is to your story.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let's go in here. And your word is apology. So, as it is to the story you just gave me, is there anyone or anything that you would like to apologize to, for, or do you have any apologies?
I apologize for not being in the show business, for not being on a talk show, for not telling this story a long time ago.
A long time ago. That's what you apologize for not helping somebody quicker.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
more. There's more people that have come through here and not been able to jive in or get in as good as you have.
Yes, and not being able to share that humble story, and that it may be rough in the beginning, but if you believe it, you can do it.
Thalia, I think you have some work to do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. You need to get on it. Yes,
I will.
We're waiting on you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.